Hello everybody, you are in All Things Lost on Earth and this is my channel. Welcome. So before we go to your reading of today, I have a couple of things to say. First of all, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for having subscribed. I know it's not easy to subscribe to a channel on YouTube, and I see this struggle every day, and I see this struggle with all my YouTuber fellow creators. It is so difficult to attract subscribers to your channel. So everybody who subscribes to me, I really feel it, I really appreciate it, and I really feel like a victory every time somebody hits the subscribe button. For me, it's so important, and I'm really thankful, and I really appreciate that. I want to say that each one of you is important for me. Now we are nearly 50, so we are nearly a full classroom. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm super happy, and I'm very thankful above all. So, and because of that, I'm going to give a giveaway to you. So I know I had promised this a couple of weeks ago, but now it's the time. Everyone who writes me an email within the first 24 hours asking me for a reading and the reason why they want a reading, they will get it. I am giving a 15-minute reading for free to everyone who asks for it in an email. You have to write me an email. You have to take the effort to write me an email to annapriscilla@allthingslostonEarth.com and tell me why you need the reading, and you will get it. So I'm very happy to do this for you. I will schedule the readings in the next coming weeks because I'm also full-handed with other readings that I have already scheduled. You know, I'm doing private readings as well. But this is a free giveaway, and you have 24 hours only. So if you're watching, if you're following me, please let me know in an email. Don't only comment below that you really want a reading, and it shall be done. I also wanted to tell you that from now on, things are going to change a little bit in this channel. Of course, I'm going to continue doing these readings for you because I really love it and I do it from the heart. But I will also introduce you to my artwork a little bit and to my artistic journey, to, you know, the flow that gets me going into putting these images in my oracle, because after all, the oracle that I read from you comes from my artwork, so it's very intimately linked, and there's a lot of lessons that I would love to share with you that could help you in your own path. So this is something that I'm going to start introducing, and I hope that you bear with me, and I hope that you like it. And I hope that you give me feedback as well, because you are the most important for me. I mean, you are my channel, you're here because of me, but I also want to deliver quality work for you. So, having said that, now we go to pick up your cat, and I'm going to show you your cats for this reading. If you don't remember, this reading is about the energy of the next 3 months. We are almost in October 2020, so that means from now up to the end of the year, what is going to be the general energy in your life, and what you need to know. And probably you will also see the things that are worrying you the most and how they are going to be developing until the end of the year. But as this is a timeless reading, whenever you find this video, whenever you're watching it, it is meant for you, and you can just count from this time in your life to 3 months forward. So let's go to your cats. So we have as cat number 1, we have this beautiful box. It's a wooden box from Malta. I got this as a gift, and this is a beautiful cat, and this is wooden, and this is a box. I don't know how symbolic it is for you guys, you know, to have a box, but for me it's very important. I keep everything in boxes. I don't know, it has a meaning for me. It's the way I organize my mind, perhaps. I don't know, but this is on number 1. This is option number 2. This is I believe it's an Asian cat, and I'm not sure where it comes from. So maybe you can enlighten me. Maybe you can tell me where it comes from. I don't know. Maybe you have better understanding of it. It's all wooden, and because it was a gift, I'm not sure where it's from. But I think it's so beautiful. And it's so sweet. And cat number 3 is this baby. This one is typically a handcraft from Russia. It's called Matrushka, but this cat does not come from Russia. This one comes from Tallinn. I bought it there from Estonia. I bought it there a few years ago, and you can open it, I think. Yeah. And there were 6 babies inside here, so I have them all. And this is beautifully crafted. It's hand painted, really beautifully made. And this is from Estonia, and it's also wooden. So I don't know, maybe wood is important for us for the next 3 months. An important element. Wants are wood, action, you know, coming forward, you know, going forward with action. I don't know, I'm just talking. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. I will let you concentrate on your cats. Take a deep breath. If you're not familiar with the procedure, you know, you have to choose a cat. And the option that you have, this is option 1, this is option 2, this is option 3. Then you go straight to your reading. The timestamps are posted below in the description of this video or in the comment pinned. And you just go straight to your reading. You don't need to listen to me all the time. You just go straight to your message and just concentrate. One tip that I want to give you is when you can imagine that cat calling you personally, you calling your name. If you can imagine that cat calling your name above all the other cats, then that is the cat that you should choose. So I hope this tip works for you, and I see you guys in your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I really treasure you. Oops. Thank you. This little box from Malta, this wooden cat. This is going to be everything. So first I'm going to show you your general energy of these next 3 months to come, and then there's the card of the death. There's the card of the here and the now, and then there is the card of the exhaustion. And now let's see what's going to happen in the next 3 months. We have, sorry, it's actually like this. We have the card of the Queen of Cups. We have the Knight of Coins, the Four of Cups, the Four of Wands in reverse. We have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Coins, the Hermit. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Then we have the Ten of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands, and last but not least we have the Knight of Cups. Very good. Hope you can see all your cards. Yes, I know that there are many, but it's because we're gonna talk about, you know, your future. So it's important that I know details. So first of all, you have these beautiful cards, the card of the Death, which symbolizes also sort of the major energy that is happening in your life at the moment, and what will also continue to be in the next 3 months. The death in this case, of course, it does not mean that somebody will die or that something will happen to you. You know, that's a very old myth in tarot. Death is the card of transformation. That is the card of things that end, but also things that begin, meaning that a situation or a feeling or even a relationship with a person, or just, you know, just a present energy, it will end definitely within the next 3 months. However, I do not see any catastrophe or anything that happens, so I can only feel, or I can only assume for what I can see in the cards, that this is something that you have also been working on, and that this is something that you actually want to happen. We have the card of the here and the now, and this is really beautiful. Let me show it to you. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Yeah, so this is pretty much living the moment, allowing things to happen, having space and possibilities for everything, and above all, also recognizing that there is not much that you can do to influence your environment. So you are pretty much at the mercy of the elements, if we could put it that way, but not in any negative sense, not in a sense that you are vulnerable, but more in the sense that you are adventurous, that you are more like a blank canvas, like a beautiful empty page where, you know, that is ready to have its first words written, or just a beautiful new landscape painted on it. Like you are a fresh start, or if you are not there yet, you will be at the end of these 3 months. That's where you are heading, and this is your transformation process. I also see the card of exhaustion, and this tells me pretty much what led you to this feeling, to this energy of wanting to just, you know, live by the day, and also wanting things to end because you have been tired of a particular situation, or you have been tired of a particular person even, and you just want to feel different. You want to be in a different scenario. You want to to kind of feel like a different person within this situation. So this is the general energy. I can see that from the cards when I was shuffling them. I can see that you are actually moving towards that direction of starting things fresh, and also continue the healing, or even complete the healing process that you have been through. This is beautiful, and I can tell you that whatever that it is that you are wishing to end, this from this moment to the end of the year, it will happen, because you are very focused and you're very committed to it, and it is either an ending, or it is either a complete change or a complete transformation. You know, it's the end of something but the beginning of something else. So the death it never comes just empty. The death always brings something new, and new possibilities, of course, but also it means a transformation. So you are absolutely in that path at the moment. You have here the Queen of Cups, and then you have here the 3 of Wands, and then the 10th of Cups. I can relate to this line more or less as your emotional sort of love life, if you want to put it that way, or more like your relationship line. There is at the moment a sense of loss, a sense of like a lack of intimacy, a lack of love, a lack of In Dutch we have a perfect word for it. We call it outstraling. There's the lack of shining. You're not really expressing yourself the way that you are used to, or somebody is not expressing towards you the way that you would like to. And this makes you feel a bit at the moment as if you were a little bit low in love, like you are not being cared enough, and you are therefore also not giving probably your best at the moment in that sense. But this will change within the next 3 months, because I can see here clearly how there will be an encounter with someone, or you will find someone new. I'm feeling that it is not somebody new. I feel that this is somebody that you know. This can be a partner, this can be an ex lover, or it can be a person of interest in your life that has always been there. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love or a romantic relation. It can also just be a good friend, or it can be even a family connection that you have not had for a long time, and not having it around has made a difference to you. So it's something that you are longing for, that you actually want to reconnect, to have this this person around you. And this will happen. You will reconnect with this person. You don't have to do anything. I don't see you actually taking any initiative. These are things that are going to happen because they are aligned that way to happen. So you don't need to do anything. Just let things happen as they should. But I see an encounter. I see that this person also brings you new ideas. It brings you new perspective, and it also offers you help. Somehow it offers you help with what you have been worried about, with what you have been thinking of, or your new ideas that you want to develop. And this is going to end up in a very successful and in a very close relationship. I do not think that this is a work relationship. I do think that this is more in the romantic sense, or in the emotional sense. So if it is not a love interest, it's definitely a friend or a family connection that you've been long to reignite or to reconnect with. You see, the 10th of Cups is the cups with the family, where everybody's just happy together, and the kittens are there playing, happy family. And I think that to meet this person again will make you feel a little bit like this. So I can sense that this line is definitely that connection, that love line, if you want to put it like this. We're going to be seeing at your life in general, what are the things that are going to happen. I can see many changes, but this is important. This connection with this person is important, because I believe that once that you have sorted that, I don't know why this is something that is important for you, perhaps because you are not feeling completely in your element. You're feeling weak. You're not feeling either intelligent enough, or pretty enough, or loved enough, or capable enough. And I think that to find this connection again in your path is going to help you ignite this the self-esteem that you are lacking at the moment. So I think that this is a very important happening in your life in the next 3 months. I also see the Queen of Wands in reverse here, which tells me about another storyline, but it is also very much connected to your line of family, to your line of friends. That at the moment I feel that you are in a more like in a glimpse, like in a bubble, like you're not going out, you're not meeting that many people, you're just kind of letting things happen, letting things go. That's part of what
life has come to teach you with the here and the now, like you have to, okay, just let things be as for what they be, because anyway, for what they are, sorry, because anyway you don't have control of anything. And the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's just reaffirming for me the way that you feel and how strong is that belief of yours of not really be doing enough, or not really be good enough, or not be pretty enough, or attractive enough, or charming enough, or these things that normally speaking would give you a lot of energy, that would give you a lot of that would put you really in the arena to go and do things, because you're a doer. I see a lot of fire in this reading, a lot of wands, and also a lot of thinking, a lot of somebody who's always moving, somebody who's always investing, somebody who's always having the good ideas, and then all of a sudden there's this lack of energy. But it will come back. You don't have to worry about that. But all these queens in reverse just tell me that you're at the moment lacking of that self-esteem, of that security, of that reassurance of who you are, because you are that person. You just don't see it at the moment, because you are going through a closure of things, and you are also exhausted. And that's also one thing. You are here with the card of the Four of Cups. You are content. You are very stable emotionally. You feel good in that sense, but at the same time, you're like, okay, what is next? You're a little bit bored. You're not letting anybody new in your life really. You're kind of not really giving up, but you're thinking like, yeah, what for? Kind of that energy. And the Four of Wands in reverse, it tells me that you are not really allowing yourself to meet people. You're not allowing to reconnect with your family that much, or with your friends at the moment. Of course, could be the situation that we are all living in the world, and we just want this whole thing to end. But besides that, I really do think that normally you are a very outgoing person, and normally you have this energy in you that actually moves others, and at the moment you're a little bit passive in that, and it will slowly change. You are also at the moment quite happy in your investment, in your material life, in your wealth, in your prosperity. Of course, you can always have more, you can always be better, of course, but at the moment I see you as somebody who is alone and taking care of himself or herself, and who is not having really that many worries. There's a lot of work coming up for you. I think that this is something that you have already foreseen, but maybe you didn't think that you were going to have to be working so hard. There's hard work for you coming in the next months, and it's physical work, it's work, it's material work, it's to working in as a job, to have a new job, or to whatever you are doing at the moment, and your job is going to increase, the work is going to increase. However, it is going to pay off. Don't worry about that, and don't be afraid about that. If all of a sudden you have to start working more, it's all part of how things will develop, how things have to keep on walking for you, keep on happening for you. I do see the Page of Pentacles in reverse. That means that perhaps because of this security that you have gained for yourself at your job, and because of all these efforts that you have put at your work, that you think that at the end of this month, or within this the end of these 3 months, or within this period of the 3 months, that you are going to get something that you've been wishing for, or that you are going to be able to invest or to make that purchase of that thing that you wanted. and it is probably not going to be so. Probably you still need to work a little bit more, or you still need to learn a little bit more about it, or you still need to invest a little bit more. Either invest materially or invest in studies, invest in yourself. Maybe you're not ready for it. That's what the cards are telling me. You're not ready for it, and it will happen, but it will not happen in the next 3 months. It will happen later, but you are definitely in the right path. What else can we see here? Yes, here with the card of what I was just telling you, with the family and with the friends, and not really feeling that sense of closeness, of security around people at the moment, and you're feeling like your energy is low. You're not feeling control of things. You're feeling that maybe people around you are not really respecting you, or they're not appreciating you for who you are, and this worries you. I can feel that, but also I can sense that you're very tired. Somehow I can sense that you're tired of trying. You're tired of always kind of putting your best energy out there and trying to get people on your side, or trying to get people enthusiastic about the things that you are enthusiastic about, and you're at the moment kind of letting it be. Like again, like this sense of boredom, like, okay, why should I, and what's the point? And this is going to change. This is going to be slowly changing for the better at the end of these 3 months. Let's say by the end of the year, there's gonna be this kind of this new energy. This is the Knight of Cups. This is like the prince in the white horse kind of energy, and this is just to search for a new adventure, to start conquering new territories, to start a new love affair even. It's actually the card of starting a new passionate love affair, or in a very sort of romantic, dreamy way, a very beautiful, pure kind of love. And I think that this is either some love that you're gonna discover that you're giving to yourself, or that you are pretty much inspired by the love of somebody else. Could it maybe be this person who's coming into your life again, which is igniting all of this at the same time? Another thing that is coming for the better is the starting of new projects. So let's do not confuse here. It's not about the material gain, what is going to be what you want by the end of these 3 months. It is the presence of new opportunities. That I absolutely guarantee, because you are going to get out of this state of passivity, of this 4 of Cups. And maybe while you are in that state of passivity, you are going to go through a deep introspection of yourself. That's why we have here the card of the Hermit. And these will lead you into new ideas. So you are definitely lacking inspiration. That is also what I'm getting from your reading. You are very excited about working, and you're very excited about having everything that you need at the moment, and you are excited about the possibility of a future investment. However, you are lacking inspiration for a lot of other things. I believe that love in general, so love for yourself, but also love for others, is very important in your life. And I can also feel that you're a creative person, but you are not really creating anything at the moment. And I think that is perhaps what is keeping you a little bit low. I think that you have been forced, or you are somehow forcing yourself to just think of work and not think of anything else, but just your job. And there's this balance at the moment, which will change, because I've said you are going through a transformation, but not really and not really a transformation as a person or a transformation of your environment, but things are ending for you. Things are ending for good. I believe that perhaps what is ending for you is this whole cycle of feeling not appreciated enough and feeling not loved enough, and having to put yourself always out for others and putting your best smile when actually you don't feel like it, or you don't have the energy for it. I can see that you don't have energy anymore for anything, and maybe that's why you have here the card of exhaustion. I think the cards are also asking you to really go into this introspection, to really just drop the responsibilities that you feel that you have to carry for others, and just concentrate a little bit more in yourself. Hold on a little bit all those projects and all those wishes that you have in the material realm, in the financial realm. That is what I'm getting. You carry on, you keep on working, you keep doing your thing, but don't put all what means happiness to you in that coin, in that card. Happiness is such a global concept, and I think that what you are not seeing is that by putting all your energy in just one area of your life, you are missing out the moments with your beloved ones. You are missing out enjoying, time with yourself, and discovering perhaps new ways of expressing yourself, as you have always been really creative, but right now you're a little bit kind of closed. I'm feeling that's the energy. I also feel that this introspection that you're going to go through is going to be triggered by, as said, by an external visitor in your life, or by somebody else, by a person. And I said, it's either a friend, it's either a lover, can be a family member, can even be a new pet. It's just an external energy. It's just something that comes from somewhere else, and this is going to help you go through that introspection that you need to be able to really see the power of the Queen of Wands. That's who you are, or the King or the Queen. I mean, if you're a gentleman, it applies as well. This very fiery, this is very passionate and very present persona, who is able to pretty much charm everybody. At the moment, your charms are very low, but not because they are low, but because that's how you feel, so that's what you are standing to the others. That is what you are shining out to the others, that you are not really feeling your 100%, that you're kind of bored, that you're kind of letting go of things, but not in the positive way. It's more like to say, I don't care anymore. However, things by the end of the year, I can see a beautiful reunion in your life. I can see you dropping the enthusiasm a little bit for the material things, and I think that's exactly what the cards are trying to tell you, to keep the balance of the energy where it should be, and not put it all that physical, mental, and emotional energy into one place. And I think that, I don't know, this might even be a refugee that you are trying to hide, or that you're trying to maybe hide in work, cover yourself with work, because all the other things are a little bit too difficult to manage. There are new things coming your way, the Ace of Wands. You can also see the Ace of Wands is not only new things coming, but it's also that the things that are there that you've been trying to to maintain and that you have been trying to make them work are going to start flourishing. So you still have to wait a little bit. It's by the end of this 3-month period that you will see finally the first flowers coming out of those ones, as you can see in the card. So things are starting to happen already now, but you will have to wait a little bit to see those results. And this specifically, this growth in the ones is about you. It's not about your job. It's not about your work. Here you have a lot of control in your work area and in your material area. This, where you're gonna start flourishing, is about you. This is about the things that you're gonna learn when you go into that introspection. Now, as said, if you ask me how come I'm gonna get all of a sudden in an introspection, well, I do believe that this is going to be triggered by this new arrival in your life. And as said, the new arrival can be anybody, can be anything that you would consider a partner. Can be, I feel strongly that it is a person, but can also just, can be a cat. I mean, seriously, it can be anything. And it will make you feel a little bit unsettled at the beginning. It will set you to work as well. I feel that you will maybe even start working harder, because you're gonna be a little bit confused. But it will all turn out well. This reunion is going to bring you a lot of happiness. I said it's gonna turn off the fire a little bit from your working area, from your material area, but that is good, because you don't need it. You don't need to put more gas in it, because you're already in the right path. And anyway, whatever is it that you were expecting to get by the end of this year, you are not there yet. You're not ready for it. You have to put your life in balance first in other areas before this material area of yours that you're so worried about, and probably that's why you're so exhausted about, before that area is actually blooming the way you want it. It will happen, but just not yet. There's a growth in you, and I think that finally things will come into place in a way that you will understand. I think finally you will understand your worth. I don't know, this is something that I am sensing very, very, very strong, because I see the 2 queens in reverse. I see the lack of love, I see the lack of energy, I see the passivity, I see the way that you want to put all your energy in one area of your life, because maybe that area of your life is what brings you the most satisfaction. However, you are not satisfied, and you are missing out also a lot of other things that you're not doing at the moment for putting your energy where actually it's not needed. I see a beautiful new relationship, but this is either with yourself or with somebody else, as said. So maybe I'm repeating myself too much, but I just want things to be clear also for me, because I don't want to leave you with half ideas. When I'm starting talking is when really I start getting messages, so it's a little bit, that's how it works with me. And I'm absolutely getting the message now that at the end of this 3-month period, and remember, this is a timeless reading, so we are now almost in October 2020, and whenever you click this video, it doesn't matter which month of the year or which year you are listening to this video, this is 3 months from now, and the process of this 3 months from now, and I can see clearly that finally you are going to know your worth. Finally, either you are going to start that process of knowing your worth, or the general pain of not really enjoying that, that self-esteem, that absolute warm blanket that gives you to believe in yourself. It's going to end. That pain is going to end, and you don't have to worry about anything else. You just have to enjoy the here and the now. Dare yourself to be open and to be vulnerable, but not vulnerable for things to hit you, but more like open to be an instrument for the elements. Like, okay, here I am, universe, what do you want to do with me? That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. And I can also see that you're coming from a place where you've given so much and you have gone through so much that you are so exhausted from the past few months, maybe from the past few years. You are so exhausted from not really feeling that you are making it, that you are doing it, that you are already there. Like, you have your periods in life where you are really inspired, and when you are really kind of inspiring others, and when you are having these leadership moments even, but you are never really quite there. You have given so much these past months. You have given more than what you should have, and it has exhausted you, and all the energy that you have left at the moment, you're putting it just in one place, and that is the place where you shouldn't, because this place is served already. This material world, this job of yours, this money, that's the financial area of your life that is served at the moment, and or more the career as well. If we can talk about material world, also the career is there involved. So you have exhausted yourself by putting your energy in just one place, and that's not what the universe wants for you, and that's not what you should be doing. So this will change whether you want it or not. You will get really a hit of inspiration. And although you will still be working very hard, you will find the balance. You will find the balance of that energy to be fairly distributed. And I can see you very, very inspired by the end of these 3 months. So only good news. And I have an extra message for you. So this is the sound of a big old new day. And it says here, exactly the right time. Oh, can you see? No, you're not seeing. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. Exactly the right time. And this is the sound of a big old new day. I feel I can connect this very much with these cards, with this force, and it's like at the hearing of a thunder. It's something that is there for you, that it has always been for you. It's meant exactly for you. It's meant for you exactly in this time of your life. It's going to feel like if a thunder just hit you, it's this like this huge sound that is going to wake you up. I think it's love. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's love. And I think it's going to be beautiful, and I think it's going to be great. And all I want to wish you is to enjoy it, and to really be tuned with it, and to enjoy the here and the now. It doesn't matter whether it is today or at the end of the next 3 months. I think that the most important is that you understand that things do come to an end, and not only the things that are physically happening to you, but also the things that are transforming inside you, or the things that are making you unhappy about yourself. They do come to an end, and this is the time for you that the things will finally come to an end. those things that should have already ended long ago. Finally, this is the time. And why did it take so long? Well, because sometimes it just does. So I hope that this reading helped you. I hope you liked it. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it resonated. And if it did, then please subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. Just a reminder, I am doing now private readings. If you're interested, please write me an email. All the details are in the description of this video, and I see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this wooden baby, then this is going to be your reading. Oops, shall we put it here? So first I'm going to tell you your general energy. So you're represented by the Fool, and then you have the card of the Unseen, and then you have the card of the Journey, and we have a guest. We have Nokken here. Yes. They are often here on my table when I'm reading. So now we are going to see at your next 3 months reading. So we have the King of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. Wow. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ninth of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Tower in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. We have the Chariot, and we have the Eight of Wands. Wow, I can see quite a lot of things happening, but the most important that I can tell you is well, first, by the end of these 3 months, I can already give you a very positive ahead. Things are still going to be changing. Things are not going to settle by the end of the year about the things that are happening at the moment in your life, but they are in a very good path of not only settling but also to become successful. So that is what I see just as a general view of your reading. What I am very interested about is your energy, the general energy of this next 3 months for you. I mean, you're represented by the card of the Fool, and this is a beautiful, young, adventurous, self-confident energy. And it also tells me that finally, in this next 3 months period, there are things that you have been wanting to do, or things that are at the moment a bit stuck in your life that are finally going to start moving. Those things where you are feeling a bit blocked, that you cannot move, or that you cannot make the step, or that you cannot make the decision, or that you cannot, dare be adventurous enough to carry on with these things, they are actually going to start happening. You are actually going to assume that role and to really start putting action to the things that you want to carry out. Then we have the card of the Unseen, and then we have the card of the Journey. With the card of the Unseen, I am sensing that there are so many things around you. There's a lot of little details. There's a lot of possibilities that you can use of for your own good and for your benefit that you are not considering. But within these next 3 months, you are going to be able to see these things. You're going to become more sensitive to see things, to see people, to judge people the right way, to make the good choices for yourself, and to trust your intuition. That's something I'm getting really strongly. And the journey. So the journey goes really nicely with the card of the Fool, and also it's such a beautiful card. Look at this. I love this card. I don't know if you can see clearly. It's, you know, it's a cat, and it's an owl, and it's an old house in the background. Yeah, that's actually a house in Sweden. I took this photograph in Sweden. It symbolizes a journey home. It's like a journey either back home or a journey to your new home. So it's your life journey, but it is also with a purpose. It's also a happy one. It's also to find yourself. You know, it's a journey that you're doing in order to get to that place where you come from. I hope it resonates. I mean, this is really what I'm sensing that I have to tell you. I can see that you are this kind of person that puts action into their ideas, because you have a lot of wants, you know, that means action, 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 and that you're actually constantly trying to keep up with that. Like, okay, what's happening with this? What do I need to do there? What you're also constantly trying to keep the balance. With the card of the unseen, I have the sense that sometimes you feel a little bit frustrated, because I think that there might be moments, especially in the past few months, that you may have felt that you were not doing sufficient, or that you didn't have all the resources to do all the things that you knew that you had to do. This involving your career and involving your relationships in general. I think you're a very giving person. You're very generous. I can see here with the card of the Six of Coins that you are trying your best to keep everybody happy, to keep everybody covered, let's say, with what you can offer, with what you can bring them, and that you are in a constant search for that one person, that one partner, or that one thing, or that one inspiration, that one job that actually will help you continue with this task that you have put on yourself of always giving others. And that is of course a very noble task of yours, that you always want to give others the best, and you always want to keep everybody covered. I am not sure about how well can you keep the balance in here. I can see that in the last period it has become a little bit heavy for you. You're probably thinking, you're probably feeling that you're not resourceful enough at the moment. Right now the things are pretty much okay. I mean, you have the King of Wands, you have the King of Coins, you have the Sixth of Coins, and then you have the Page of Wands. It's just like the energy that I sense at the moment is pretty good. It's pretty positive. And I think that I sense a little bit of fear that you want things to actually keep on like this. You don't want any big changes. You don't want any big risks. And that's why probably you have here the card of the Fool, because although you don't want any big risks, you will have to make decisions soon that you're not gonna like. I think that you're gonna have to make decisions that you don't want to do, that you are afraid that will turn out wrong. I can tell you right now, they are not gonna turn out wrong, but they are going to shake your world a little bit. But you know what? I think that you need that. You need your world to be shaken so that things can come into the right balance, so that things can, the things that you give can be returned to you. You know, that you're not just the one that gives, and the one that tries to keep things in balance for everybody, but also that all of the things that you have done for others can return to you in a good measure. I can see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and then I see the Tower in reverse. So I said, with this, I think you are right now in a position of maybe a little bit of power, maybe a little bit of influence to others. You have control of things. You feel like everything is within your reach, that everything is in your hands, and then all of a sudden there is a situation where there's a lack of means. This will happen in the near future, and maybe that one thing that you wanted to carry out and that was so perfect finally didn't come out just as you wanted, and that's why we have the Queen of Coins in reverse. I think that there is a gap of lack of resources. Either this is already happening or this will happen soon. It is not a tragedy, it is not horrible, nothing horrible will happen to you, but it's important that you are aware that this might happen, that there you might find yourself in a situation where you have to economize your resources. This can be all kind of resources, by the way. It can be financial resources, but it can also just be energetical resources, because we are talking about the King of Wands. That means more intellectual and more like the action element. So it can be even a relationship, can even be the energy that you're putting in a certain person that is all of a sudden not going to be enough, or that you're going to see yourself without the means to carry on with that situation or with that relationship. And then there's the Tower in reverse. So definitely things will shift, things will force you to move and will force you to get out of a situation where you're at the moment very comfortable, but the situation where you're very comfortable is not necessarily the best for you. So that's also what the cards are telling you, is that even though maybe at the moment you don't foresee it completely, you will have to make this decision that you don't want to make, and you're gonna have to make use of your imagination, and you're gonna have to make use of your talent and your intuition as much as you can, and especially your perspective for your own future, in order to make this decision about this situation. Only you know what I'm talking about. I can only give you a hint, whether if it is in the financial area or in the love area, or I mean, depending on the cards, of course, but I believe that this is more in the relationship area, or maybe even about yourself, maybe even something that you want to do for yourself that is not going to deliver the way that you are expecting, but it is going to end up being a good thing for you, because by the look at the cards, I have the sense that you are such a free spirit, and you are so rich, and you are so full of energy, and you are so charming and so beautiful. You are these kind of people that see life as a fairy tale, as a beautiful adventure field. You are not really following that path. I have the sense that you are meant to follow that journey freely and to really do what your heart asks you to do, because you are the one with the imagination. You're the child, but you're the child in the sense that you are the one who's closer to the source. You are the one who's closer to that world of purity, and you're the one who can see the things that other people cannot see. That's why you have here the card of the unseen. I think that you have trained yourself through the time and through the years to not see things that you are actually seeing all the time. Like you're not paying attention to these little messages that the universe sends you, or that your spiritual guide sends you, because you think that no, that's too crazy, that's like, no, I shouldn't be seeing that. Or I don't know, I'm gonna say something a little bit dummy. Do you remember that story of Peter Pan? I don't know how many of you have read the story or watched the movies. I mean, I was born in the 70s, so Peter Pan that was a movie I really loved watching. In the recent years, they made this other movie where Peter Pan is an adult, and then he can't remember all the magical things that he used to do, and all the magical things that he used to see. That he used to talk to the fairies, and he used to do all these magic tricks, and he had all these powers. And I don't know why I have the sense that this is Peter Pan, and that's you. You are in this amazing magical journey through life, but you are not really seeing any more life as you should. And I feel that this is because you have become quite an influence for others. I don't know, maybe you're a parent or a mother or a father, or at least you're a father or mother figure for others. And I think that this responsibility that you carry in your shoulders for others is sometimes forcing you to ignore your true nature, or these signs, this magical side of you that you should be seeing, but you're not. I think that these next 3 months, or even during this year, you have been forced to think about your true nature and concentrate on that, and actually invest in it a little bit more. But however, you're resisting because you know that there's a lot to lose. There's this responsibility that you can't let go. You cannot let things fall. You might even lose friends. You might not see them as before. You might not, you might become a different person, and probably you are right, but that is who you are, and that is your true path, and it doesn't matter where you want to go. The universe always puts you in the right line. Indeed, when we try to go our own way, the universe always reminds us that we shouldn't go through that path. And it sometimes tells us, one time really softly, and the second time is maybe a little bit more harsh, and then until we don't learn. And sometimes because we are just going against our nature, and everything that is against our nature is going to make us sick, and it's going to make us at the end very unhappy. I feel that within the next 3 months you are going to go through a major test of that nature of yours. I think that you are going to start questioning whether this is the right path to follow. And I think that you are already there, but because you are very secure at the moment, you have it pretty much all settled. You're a good leader, you are on the top of things, you are very secure in the financial arena, and then you're ready to commit, you're ready to start things. Somehow things will start shifting. I cannot tell you that there is something that is going to happen specifically that is going to make you shift. I think that things are already happening, and this is something that is just going to be more evident during the next 3 months. So what I also see is that the cards are telling you in the material area of your life, at the moment it is not a good time to invest. These things that you are very concerned about, material gain and money, and whether your business will go well, and this is something that at the moment shouldn't worry you too much. It's not really a priority. Things will not be in balance yet. You are already well enough, you are good enough. you are not gonna lose more, but you cannot invest more. So that's also one thing the cards want to tell you. There are no changes from now until or in the next 3 months. There are no changes in the material gain or lose in this sense. However, there is a change in the long run of the decisions that you are making at the moment. I can see here a clear line of things that you're starting, and then you have a change of heart. Kind of, you start being defensive with others, because I think because something is happening inside you, like with your nature, like with your core, that you are not going to feel as supported and understood as you did before. Like, people are going to see you differently because you're going to show them probably a different side of you. This is absolutely what you should be doing, because right after that we have the beautiful Chariot. This just tells me that whatever you're starting now, you can see the straight line, the Page of Wands, starts with one wand and with the decision of following a path. And although the path sometimes is hostile, and sometimes you have to defend yourself, and you're gonna have to start mistrusting people that you probably trusted a lot before, but then that is exactly how you're gonna get the things that you want to get for yourself in life. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about just in general life. Either is career, either is love, either is studies, even health. It is very important that you make the decision about the path that you're gonna follow, and don't be afraid of having to change your mind about people and having to change your mind about the things that you were doing up to this moment. They are things that are definitely going to change, but they are going to lead you to where you want it, to what you really should be. You're gonna be mounted on your car, on your chariot, and carrying out and going far, and just completely prepared and armed to enter every city, every place that you want to go to in victory. This is such a beautiful, beautiful card. Besides is the número 7, the number 7. The number 7 is the number of awareness. It's the number of transcending. It's the number of connecting to your true self. It's a very popular number, as you may know. Also, a lot of people in the New Age and in the esoteric world, they use the 7 because the 7 is the ultimate connection number within yourself. It is the number that elevates you to a higher level of yourself. So that is really, really great news for you for the end of the next 3 months. This will be at the very end. I mean, you still have to go through these tests. I said, I have the sense that for you the coming 3 months are full of tests. But there's nothing that you will fail or that you will not be able to cope with. I think that these are just the natural things that you have to go through in order to finally accept your nature. We have also this beautiful 8 of Wands. So again, then you have the 9th of Wands, the 8th of Wands. The 8 of Wands is also a promise from the universe. And I love this card because this cat looks just like my bunny. This is a promise from the universe that things are just happening to you the way they should happen, the way you deserve them to happen, and that they are going to continue happening even beyond this time, beyond the 3 months. Things are going to continue evolve and to continue transform and to continue improve in your life. And that's why we have it as the last card, which is a beautiful position. Things are continually improving and growing and transcending for you. So there's not much to do for you or to work for you except working yourself. Like, you don't need to work outside for more money or for more fame or for more position, because you already have that. You probably don't see it, or some of you might not see it, but the things that you have worked for are already they're already settled, they're already there. The one thing that you need to do in these 3 months is really embrace your true nature, because there is the key for you to get what you have always wanted for yourself in your life. And this is, as I said, this is in general. This is not only about yourself, but it's also about what do you really want from your career life, what do you really want from your love life, what do you really, the key is to find and to embrace your nature. Because I think that you have been battling with that, and I think that you have been sort of resisting your true nature. I feel that you like to be this person who is caring for others and who is taking big responsibilities in his or her hand. This is the image that you have also you have shown the others. This is the image that you have given others. This is what others know from you, that you are the provider, you are the one who always tells others what to do, you're the example, you're the parent in a way, whereas actually you're the child, you're the adventurous, you're Peter Pan. And you can be both. You can be this influencer and this person who people respect, but you can also follow your true nature. They don't have to be divorced from each other. They don't have to be separated from each other. They can be in perfect harmony. You just have to embrace who you really are. We also have the card of the 8 of Swords. That comes right before the 8, another 8, the 8 of Wands. Now the 8th, again, they are important numbers in the sense that they bring you stability. They bring you, once that you have found the 8, you have transcended, and then you are in a new trajectory, but that trajectory is stable. The number 8 is also very fast thinkers, people who are already seeing themselves completing the task when they have not even started. It's typical from a child, that you have all these fantasies and you have all these dreams and these ideas, and you go quick through that, and then you're already there, but you have not even started in reality. So it's the 8s are, it's also the number of infinite. It's a very powerful number, a very powerful energy of balance and continuity. So you have 2 8s. The 8 of Swords tells us about the lack of confidence, tells us about fear, absolute fear. I think fear of change. I think also fear of people. I think it comes also very much in hand with this 9 of Wands. Within this new accepting yourself and embracing who you are, and really saying, no, I am actually Peter Pan, I am the child, I am this spirit who is adventurous, I speak to fairies, within this acceptation of your true nature, you are probably going to feel very alone and maybe even attacked, and you are going to lose a grip on the things that were already so known for you, because you are somebody with the power, you are somebody with influence. To see yourself maybe losing that, or that others are perceiving you in a different way than how you are used to, it's going to give you insecurity. It's going to put you in a situation where you don't know if you're doing the right thing, if you should move, if you shouldn't move, and you're kind of stuck and you don't know if you should continue with this, and the cards are telling you do continue with it, because in the end, and this is the transformation from one 8 to the other 8, from fear to freedom, from not being able to move to absolute movement, and contemplation. It's this contemplation, what I mean to say is awareness, this constant movement. I don't know how to say it in English, I'm sorry, but it will come. Anyway, what I mean to say is that from being in a situation of not being able to move to a situation of constant movement, and within that movement a constant balance, this is going to be a great step for you and a great change. So whatever doubt that you go through and whatever problems that you experience in the middle of this period, it is all going to be settled fine. One thing I can tell you, you might lose a few friends in the process, but that does not mean that you're going to be alone. That means that it's just how it had to happen. It was just meant to be like that. There's not going to be major losses either. You're going to think it's a setback, you're going to think it's a loss, but it's actually not. It's actually exactly how it should be. So I'm sensing that if it's not losing friends, because that might sound a little bit harsh for you, for some of you, it might also mean that you are not meeting the same people in the same way. Like, for example, if finding your true nature is going to ask from you to meet different people or to meet in different circumstances, then you are gonna follow that. But not that you're gonna have enemies, or that you're gonna be fighting with people, or you're gonna have a major confrontation with your friends, and a big separation or whatever. No, there's not that kind of losing friends. What I mean to say is that your selection of friends is just going to be different. That's what I mean to say. This is a long reading already, but let's see your special message, which I ask. It says, girl in the attic might die of it. This sounds a little bit creepy, but it is actually making a lot of sense now that I see your other cards. And the other card that we have is look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. So this falls here definitely when you are feeling that you're not winning anything, you're actually losing, and you are not feeling resourceful enough. You cannot trust people, you have to defend yourself, you are actually paralyzed with fear. Look on the bright side. It might sound cliche, but you're really gonna need that. You're really gonna have to look on the bright side. And I don't mean to say look on the bright side like look on the positive things, that too. But what I mean to say is look on your light. Look onto your light. Concentrate in your light. That is looking in the bright side. Look into your light. Trust your light. Trust your light, and trust in the things that you have always seen but that others can't. Trust your journey. Trust the nature of your journey. Trust the nature of what you're made of. Look on the bright side means look into your light. Trust your light. And girl in the attic might die of it. What I'm sensing with this is that if your true you does not come out of the attic, it might die in it. If your true nature does not come out of this attic where you have it, because you have another position, because you have decided to do things differently and be a different persona, especially for others, your true light, your true you might not survive it. But this is just an extra message. This is not what will happen. what will happen within the next 3 months is that you're actually going to find that. But this is just a message from the universe that is telling you why it's important that you go through the things that you are going to be experiencing in the next 3 months. It has a purpose, and the purpose is to keep your light shining, to keep your light alive. So it's all going to look good for you in the end. I don't see, in general, I don't see any catastrophe, anything that you should worry about, except that thing that you have to take care of, allowing yourself to shine more and embracing your true nature. And then all of the other things that are going to start happening from now and until the end of the year are gonna fall neatly into place, and you don't have to worry about anything. The Tower in reverse tells me that after these 3 months, things are still going to be settling. Things are not going to be completely over for you. Like, things are still gonna be changing, and you might have to readjust some things, readjust some friendships, but that's just because life goes on, and there is nothing that you should worry about. So I hope that this resonated, and most importantly, I hope that this reading helped. And if you like this kind of readings, please subscribe to my channel. I will be very happy to see you again. Also, a kind reminder that I am doing private readings already. If you wish to book a private reading with me, please write me an email. It's written in the description of this video. And I very much hope to see you again soon, and I wish you a very, very good day. And bye-bye. Hello, group number 3. So if you chose this Matrushka cat, it's a beautifully painted, hand-painted cat, this is going to be your reading. So first I want to show you your general energy, and this is the Chariot. You're represented by the Chariot. You're also represented by the Rebirth. Ooh, this is a beautiful card. Can you see? Yes, there you see. And then you're also represented by the light. How about that? Beautiful. Okay, and now we have what's gonna happen in the next 3 months. So we have actually it was like this, so this is upside down. Sorry. So we have the Judgment in reverse. We have the Death. We have the 7th of Wands. We have the Lovers in reverse. We have the 5th of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords. We have the Hierophant, and this is the Hierophant in reverse. We have the 6th of Wands in reverse. Then we have the Sun. A little bit up so that you can see all your cards, because we've got many cards today. Then you have the Devil in reverse. You have the 6 of Swords in reverse. You have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Wow. Well, I can tell you, group number 3, your reading is a little bit more dramatic than the other groups. But you do have beautiful, beautiful general energy throughout the whole period of the next 3 months of what will happen, and also how you are developing as a person. So you are represented by the Chariot, which is of course a beautiful card of movement. It's a card of making the step to make your dreams come true. So it's a card where the plans that you have done long ago finally start happening. They finally start they're put into motion. This the card of success, is the card of the winning the battle. It's a beautiful card of moving forward, actually. Finally feeling secure and in charge of things to move forward. Then you have the card of the rebirth. She's, of course, leaving the old behind, reinventing yourself, kind of making yourself again in a completely different way as a new person, taking a new element and just becoming somebody else within your true nature. So this is a beautiful card. And then you have the card of light. This is the card which doesn't only talk about the inner light or the inner ability to shine, but it is also the card of acceptation. It's the card when you see your light for who you are, that you finally in full light see who you are and accept yourself and love yourself and treasure yourself. It's also a card that symbolizes accepting bodily issues. So for those who have struggled with self-esteem problems because of bodily issues or body traumas, this is the card of finally stepping out of that trauma and embracing your true light. So it's a beautiful group of cards, so which tells me altogether that you're moving forward to a transformation of yourself after having seen your light. So you have already done the process that actually the group number 1 and number 2 still have to do. So this is a great group. Actually, all of the groups are great, but this is, when I see this, I get very excited. Sorry, I'm going to turn off the candle. So sorry about that. Okay. So we have here a special message, but we will read this a little bit later in the reading, at the end of the reading, in fact. So let's go with your cards. I can see, as a general view, I can see that there is a challenging period ahead for you, but it's not because all of a sudden things are going to go bad for you, but because you are already in a process of mourning, in a process of letting go, in a process of healing. This process will continue. Sometimes it will not feel as if you are that confident and that secure, and sometimes you will not see this at all, but these cards are here to remind you that it doesn't matter what you believe, you are this. Okay, this is what these next 3 months, this is your life lesson, this is your energy, this is what you're taking home with you, these 3 cards. But I do see that you're still struggling to believe this and to accept this, but you will at the end. And I can see that it is just so beautiful how it's gonna happen for you. I also see you very focused on yourself. I don't see you really worried too much about the external world or the material world. I think that you're still lacking money, and specifically lacking the resources to do the things that you want to do. I think that you are still going through a period of poverty, not that you're poor, but that you feel that you don't have enough resources to do what you want to do. You are in the minus, so to speak. You have the card of the Judgment in reverse. You feel very badly judged. You don't feel good enough. You feel even maybe a little bit ashamed. I don't know, guilty of something. I don't know. You know that better than I do. You feel that There's something that you lost, definitely, something that ended in your life that brought you a lot of unhappiness and a lot of pain, and you're still in that period, in that, it's your overall energies, your overall mood. You are still in it. I see the Lovers in reverse. I can only guess, for some of you, it could be a relationship that ended, and that it didn't end in the very good terms, and it made you feel like not good enough. It made you feel that you did not fulfill the expectations of the other person. It doesn't have to be per se a love relationship. It can also be a relationship that broke at your work or with a friend, or that there is something, or there's something that happened, or that you're in that period of your life where you feel disconnected from yourself, that you don't even want to see yourself. You cannot, this kind of self-hate. I see anger. I feel this need to defend yourself. I feel this need to protect yourself and defend yourself, to stand for what you believe in, but also kind of to say, this was done to me, this was unfair, I did the right thing, and I was not treated fairly. This kind of vibe. I'm feeling that this is the energy of it. I also feel that something changed and ended, definitely, and you know it. And I don't know if you feel that this was your fault, or that you feel that this thing that ended, or this death, is something that you didn't desire, is something that you didn't see coming, but it's also something that you feel responsible for, and that is bringing you a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, and you feel very heartbroken. You feel poor, energetically poor, financially poor, and emotionally poor. You feel that things were not fair to you. I mean, this is the Hierophant in reverse. There is something, there is a situation, but you're still in it. I mean, this is very recent, and if it's not recent, at least you haven't gotten over it. And this is occupying pretty much so much of yourself and of your life that you cannot see anything else, because I don't see here any other concerns. I see that, I can tell you, okay, what's going to happen in 3 months in your career and your money, whatever, but I do not see you concerned about those things yet. I see you more like trying to survive the situation that just happened, and trying to get over it, and also trying to understand it for yourself. You are trying to desperately justify what happened, because you feel that you need justification, because you feel attacked, whereas in reality, things happen because they just had to happen. It has nothing to do with you, and it was not your fault. Sometimes things just end, sometimes people just go. Sometimes we just have to accept that it is what it is. I see you having a big problem accepting what it is for what it is, probably because you're used that in your life everything has a purpose, and that you are in control of things most of the times. I see that there was something that was done to you that was not fair. There was either a promise that was not kept, a commitment that was broken, a promise, a contract that was not fulfilled. This makes you very angry. This makes you very upset. With the Lovers upside down and the Six of Wands, it tells me that you're feeling a bit like a loser. Like I said, like if it was your fault, like I lost something because I didn't do enough, or because I did this, or because I lost the battle against someone else. So it's about that vibe. So you're in a very dark point at the moment. Not horribly dark, but I can see that this thing occupies most of your thoughts and most of your heart at the moment, and it is very exhausting for you. So to see this energy and to see this energy, I can see them very antagonic, but to me it makes sense, because you need to go through this depth. You need to touch bottom in order to be born again. I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes when we touch bottom and there is nothing else that we can do but touch bottom, and you know that there is nothing further down, that you are really at the very, very, very darkest bottom that you could ever be, in the darkest place that you could ever be, and you just touch the floor. You recognize that this was it, and then the only thing that you can do is just to look around, start recognizing the place, and start dragging yourself up little by little. And there is when the rebirth process starts. There is where the reconciliation with yourself starts, because you have absolutely nothing else to lose. You cannot go further than, you can only go up. You can only push yourself up. I can see that going through that period and going through that dark moment and going through deep pain, this is going to last a little bit longer. I wish I could tell you that, okay, next month you're fine, but I think it's going to last at least a couple of months more. However, not constantly. You're gonna have, of course, also good moments, and you're gonna survive. You're gonna be okay, but it's not going to be an immediate fix. I can see, however, that at the end of these 3 months, the next 3 months, there is the beautiful card of the Sun, and there is the card of the Devil in reverse. This is such a great card to get when it's in reverse, because that means that whatever thing that is keeping you tied up, or keeping you prisoner, or keeping you a victim in these two cards, the card of the death and the card of the third of swords, that means absolute pain and mourning and isolation and this despair. Whatever it is that is keeping you prisoner in here is going to be released. You are not going to be held prisoner of that feeling anymore. In the end, you are going to beat up your demons. You are going to find out how to beat up these demons, or these pains, or this. Well, normally, when it's the devil, of course, you're talking about demons, but normally it tells us about something that keeps us chained, something that keeps us prisoners. So it's either an addiction, or it's either a bad relationship, a toxic relationship that we are in, or it's either a bad behavior that we have, destructive behavior, that we have towards ourselves. That's normally what the devil card means. And when it's in reverse, it's actually breaking those chains that are tying us to these behaviors or to these feelings. So seeing you mourning a death and being completely overpowered by it and submitted to it, completely chained to it, and then see the devil upside down, tells me that you are going to break through this. You're going to find the freedom of this. Only you know what I'm talking about, but it is coming, and it is coming really definitive by the end of these 3 months. I can see that there is a definitive closure of this pain that you have been through. It is going to be maybe a little bit worse before it gets better, and I want to warn you about it, because you're gonna need help, and you're gonna need to be close to people. I see you very alone. I see you very alone. I don't see you having any support group here. And I think that might be important to have to start searching for even as we speak, because you're gonna need it. Although you're very strong, but I think that you're dealing with a lot of stuff at the same time, because you're also worried about your financial situation. You're worried about the judgment that you have about yourself. You see yourself in a very bad light at the moment. You are worried about contracts and promises that were not fulfilled to you. You're worrying about losing things, or feeling like a loser, or losing the battles, or not being able to carry on with your projects, or you're worried about losing that one love or that relationship. And there's just too much, and we can't do this alone. Sometimes we need help. That might be something that you want to consider. We have the card of the sun. By the end of this period, of the end of this 3-month period, when we look about how you look at yourself, when we talk about the judgment being in reverse, you judging yourself through a very bad light or wrongly, because normally the judgment in reverse are, it's a fake judgment. It's something that is not real. And then the 6 of coins, it talks about sickness. It's about going through a period of recovery, but not quite yet. Is just about, but not quite yet. It's losing structure and losing security in the material world. In the material world, we're talking about money. We talk about housing. We're talking about career, job situation. We're talking about health as well. Body. It's everything what we can touch. There is a break in the structure of, when you have an harmonic situation and then something all of a sudden changes because something finishes, or somebody dies, or something really bad happens in your life, and you have to reset everything. And then there is this period of nothingness. There's this period where nothing happens and everything is just kind of a little bit wounded. That is where you are at the moment, and you're going to continue to be there for at least a few weeks. But then you have the card of the sun, and look just how beautiful. This is the card of the new beginnings. This is the card of the rebirth. Actually, this is the card of the birth. And what do we have here? Rebirth. So you're going to find a new rebirth after this period of sickness, because it is a period of sickness. And because we have the judgment here in reverse at the very top of this column, I have the sense that this period of ruin and sickness is because of bad judgment, but I think it's bad judgment of yourself. So either somebody judged you wrongly, or you are judging yourself wrongly, and you are putting yourself through this period of sickness. I know it's a little bit harsh to hear, but sometimes we do bring ourselves our own sickness. And with the card of the sun, I just see how much you are going to find this rebirth, this new energy, this new sun. It's also such a contrast, from the snow and the cold to this bright, beautiful sun, and the cat, the fat cat cozy in a chair and everything blooming around. So it's going to be a very dramatic change for you in your life. Now I am trying to figure out if there is something, an event that is going to happen that will detonate this sun. But I'm trying to figure out. I think it's just going to be kind of a catharsis of all together. It's going to be that touching the bottom and then freeing yourself. It has to be touching bottom. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this very, very clearly. It has to be, you have to find that moment of catharsis and touch bottom where you are disappointed about everything, including yourself. And then you start emerging again in a completely new energy. Now, it will not happen like magic. You have already been working on this, but you probably don't know it, or you know it but you do not give it the right recognition. But you have already been working here, and it's just now when you need it, when the transformation and this rebirth will actually happen, will occur in all its glory. It will not happen in one day. Like, we have the sun here, but that doesn't mean that you are here, that you're gonna get there and then you're gonna have it all in once. It's a long process, but the cards are telling you that this is the time in your life when you are finally finding that light and finding that rebirth. And then it's up to you to carry on the good work about it, But the change will definitely happen within the next 3 months. I'm hearing the word breaking. The change will come with the break. It's about you breaking to that point when you have to change, when you have to break your shell. You have to break yourself out of your shell. You have to free yourself out of your shell. I'm hearing the word very strongly, breaking. You have to break. You have to break so that you can come out. Something like that. It's very loud what I'm hearing. And then this is the six of swords in reverse. It tells us about escaping from a situation to a better place, or to a nicer shore, when you have given it all up. Like, okay, there's no point of return, I have nothing to do here, so I go. Being in reverse, it means that the cards are urging you that when you are in this moment of despair, in this moment of darkness, do not run away from it. Stay so that you understand it. Stay so that you allow the change, that you no longer have to run away from it. It's nothing that you're gonna have to do, but probably you did before, and then you got used to that this was a good way to get out of the pain. Just turn around and go somewhere else where it's nicer and it's warmer and you don't see it. I can see that this is not going to happen this time. You're gonna stay and you're gonna see what is happening around you, and that is how you're going to understand, and that is how you're allowing this change to happen. Because this process, this transformation, this rebirth, this finding your light, this healing is already happening now, but it will become even deeper because you're still going to have to touch bottom. I'm really sorry to say this because it's going to be painful. It is very important, and I cannot say it enough. It's very important that you're not alone, and that you recognize that there are people around you who love you and who want to be with you. You have to allow them to be near you, because you're going to have to go through very dark places, and it's better if you don't do this alone. We also have the Queen of Swords at the corner. Queen of Swords is a very interesting, beautiful character in tarot. Is an energy of a person who actually finally becomes the one that makes the decisions in her or his life. The Queen of Swords is cool-headed. It's very assertive. It is very wise, She's not very loving and very kind and very tender, but that's because she has to be. She has to be cold. She has to take big decisions in her life. She has to decide also for other people. She has to be responsible. She has to take care of herself. She has to see what's right. And she makes decisions considering the head, the mind. She takes decisions for what is the right thing to do, not for what it feels right. So you becoming the Queen of Swords means that you are finally deciding for yourself, taking in consideration all the logic of your life. You're going to finally see in a logical way how did you get there, what is it where you're going through, what happened here, and with a cool mind you are going to sit in your throne and become this queen. That doesn't mean that you're gonna be cold or that you're gonna be heartless. No, it's just becoming assertive and having control of your feelings and in balance with your thoughts, because I think that right now you are just kind of really deep in your feeling. You don't see anything else, and maybe, if I dare say, maybe not even in your feeling, but you're in your emotion. And the Queen of Swords is nothing but logic and intellect and understanding and rationalism. To be emotional and to have all these emotions are blurring you from seeing who you really are, from seeing your true value, from seeing that you're not alone, from seeing that you're loved, that you're appreciated, from seeing that there's a future ahead. All these things, you are so much in your emotion, not even in your feeling, because the feeling is a little bit more rational, but the emotion is very primitive, and I can see you in the emotion. I don't mean to say you are primitive, but the emotion keeps you from thinking. And what is happening to you is that you're going through such a big rebirth and transformation, and you are actually moving forward, that you are confused. Somehow you are very used to follow one path, and the path of, I don't know, to be okay with how things are, even if they're not good enough, feeling that you're not good enough, feeling like a loser, feeling like you cannot do anything right. And finally, touching bottom is going to catapult you to your new light. So you have to touch bottom, and it's not gonna be easy, but you have to touch bottom in order to allow this transformation to happen, which is gonna be amazing. Really, it's gonna be great for you. And your special message is looking away. Looking away. So I think that this goes really nicely with the card of the King and the Queen of Swords. Looking away is really becoming something new or someone new. That is how I interpret it. Looking away is taking distance from this old you, who you were, trapped in the emotion, trapped in the insecurity, trapped in the I'm not loved, trapped in the anger. And this is looking away from the emotion and carrying forward to your new life, to a new way of seeing yourself, to a new way of perceiving life in general. And then I have another message for you, and it says that you shouldn't, maybe if I do like this, yes, you shouldn't feel ashamed. There, you shouldn't feel ashamed. You shouldn't feel ashamed for anything. I don't know what happened here. I don't know why this breakup broke you so badly, but I have to tell you something. It was not your fault, and above all, it had to be like this, because only with this breaking you open is when your light can shine. Only if you're broken, like there's a crack, then you can see your light from that is shining from inside. If you are trying to be strong all your life, and if you are trying to keep things together all your life, that light is not going to express itself as it has to. So the universe is really pushing you to heal that you had to heal, and you're coming from a very, very bad time in your life, really bad. But now this next 3 months is gonna be probably very tough for you. Not probably, I assure you it's gonna be tough for you, but you're gonna come out like a new person. It's like you're gonna be in a spa, you know. Sometimes it's a little bit painful with all the massage and all the things that they do to you, but when you come out of there, you're feeling like new. And I think that you really need this treatment, because it's something that your soul has been craving for a very, very long time. So don't be afraid. That is one thing I'm calling to tell you as well, just right now. Don't be afraid. Don't be alone. Look for friends. Look for somebody you trust. It doesn't have to be a big group of people, just 1 or 2 persons. Look somebody you love. Look somebody you trust. Tell them what you're going through, and try not to go through it alone. It's not right. I'm feeling that you need someone. You will be fine. And by the way, this process is not going to be that long. I mean, the difficult process when you're touching bottom is going to be maybe just a few weeks. After that, there's going to be the process of liberating and finding your light and really shining with the sun, and really becoming, or start becoming, that person who understands. That Queen of Swords is going to teach you not to walk away from things, but actually to face them and to understand them, to see where you're coming from. And by understanding things is when you're going to allow this rebirth to happen. And then, I mean, the Chariot is that things are going to be happening constantly, so there's not going to be time for you to actually sit that much and cry, because you're going to start to understand things. This is something I'm sensing, like really, really strong, that I have to tell you. I wish that it was easier for you, that the next coming weeks and the next coming months were easier for you, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes when the best of our life has to happen, we have to go through a very difficult time so that we can see it. Sometimes when we are in the deepest, darkest moments is when our eyes are opened the widest, because we're looking for the light, and you have it here. So don't be afraid to go through it. I wish you all the best. I wish you really a lot of luck with it. You are gonna be fine, and above all, this is it. This is your moment of transformation. This is your moment when you are finally moving forward from all these things that are keeping you down, that are keeping you feeling guilty, and that are keeping you in mourning. So you're going to finally walk away from that. As I said, I hope that this helped. I hope this resonated. I really wish you all the very best. If you like this reading, if it helps you, please subscribe to my channel. And just a heads up, I am open now for private readings. So for more information, just write me an email, and it's on the description of this video. I hope to see you again. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you a very good day. So now, bye bye.